Ready? Let's go!
Shane Dawson is one of the biggest YouTubers out there. It's a title that the guy's been holding for quite some time. Nowadays, he's friends with Jeffree. He sells makeup, makes documentaries. The guy is pretty much living his best life. Go back a few years ago and you can really see how much his content has changed. He went from making videos with really crude and offensive humor that would later come back to haunt him, to starting his very own makeup line. Again, as I said, a lot has changed. During the old days, it seemed like Shane didn't only want to be a YouTuber, he had a dream of being a Hollywood star. That's why he took part in some of the worst movies of all time. So I did a little bit of digging and I found out that this guy has been in not one, not two, but actually 3 feature films, ladies and gentlemen. One of them was even directed by the guy. And you know, recently I've seen this Yes Theory video where they go on about if you make yourself suffer, you can truly appreciate the good stuff that you have in your life. Or something like that. So that's exactly what I did. I made myself suffer. I watched all 3 of these films in one single day, the 11th of July. Well, what a truly disappointing day. I watched this trilogy of Shane, or Shame, so you don't have to, because I'm pretty nice. Anyways, let's get right to it. I woke up at 9:30 a.m. I remember being very relaxed and at peace with the world. I drank some cold iced tea while listening to Barry White. Honestly, I could not have asked for a nicer morning, until I just decided to go ahead and ruin it for myself. The first movie I watched was Internet Famous, directed by Michael Gallagher. It's the latest movie he's acted in, and no joke, while watching it, my mom came up to me and asked me if everything's okay, because I had such a pained expression on my face. I just want to point out that at the time of me watching that movie, it was honestly the worst film I've seen in my life. There was no competition, just the goddamn worst. I don't make videos on movies on the regular, on my day-to-day life. I just try to watch things that I would probably like. I don't expose myself to this kind of stuff on purpose, because, you know, why would I? So yeah, this easily took the cake. Anyways, let's start off by describing this movie. So, Internet Famous is a 2016 comedy mockumentary, which is a joke documentary about probably the worst group of people you've ever seen in your life. The premise of the movie is this. You got this talk show host, his name is Chris with an exclamation mark, and he's doing this crazy competition where all these different massive web stars compete against each other in a talent show. And the best internet star, the one with the most talent, eventually gets their own, TV show or something. That's a pretty simple concept. You know, how much of this could you really get wrong? The obvious answer is everything. This movie has no plot. Nothing is happening. I'm not kidding you. There are no noticeable events at all. Nothing is happening. The only thing that does happen is that there's this talent show at the end, and that's just like one scene, and we get into that one scene like 1 hour into this 90-minute film. First hour of this movie is just them introducing the main characters over and over again. It just goes in this sort of cycle where they talk about this guy, this girl, and then this guy, and when they're done, they're just showing them all again. Shane's acting skills are, it's just the kind of stuff you'd expect to see in like a Smosh YouTube parody sketch thing, not a goddamn feature film. You never really have a good time when his character's on screen because he's just constantly this big, annoying, entitled prick of a character.
It's been mentioned many, many times that is a problem for people. So if we just lose that, I'm just saying.
I'm not taking anything out of the movie to please a bunch of out-of-work actors in Pittsburgh who should be lucky to get an audition for a feature film.
Oh wait, my bad. This is not a clip from Internet Famous. This is actually a very real clip of the actual, real Shane Dawson making a movie. But that's not for now. What are you doing editing, Pinely? Get out of here. Anyways, as I said, Tomas has a boyfriend, though they claim not to be together, named Hank.
So, shipping is when
you take 2 people who you think are totally meant for each other,
and you say that you ship them, which is basically like putting them together as a couple. So Hank and Tomas become Hamas. we pretend like they are married. And then they do stuff that married people usually do.
Like sex things, which is great because they're straight in real life. So we have to fantasize.
Sorry for sneaking up on you with this clip, guys. I just didn't really see it coming myself. I wanted you to experience the exact same thing I have. I don't want to be alone. Anyway, since this movie is in this sort of, documentary format, and it follows Shane's character and Hank, it really reminds you of the Shane and Jeffree Star documentaries. It radiates a lot of the similar vibes. I could see Jeffree Star saying half the stuff Shane is saying in this movie. The pacing of this movie is very off. Scenes last for way too long. You always have these very big, awkward pauses between sentences that make you feel very uncomfortable. But again, this is a movie about nothing, and I guess they just wanted it to reach feature film length. So, hey, screw it. But then, we finally reach the talent show scene, the only thing that happens in this movie. And then we get to find out that it also kinda sucks, which is very disappointing. There's a bit where they tell all the characters as a surprise that they're gonna be performing live on stage in 5 minutes, and they're all so shocked. Which is kinda odd considering some of them have live bits prepared, but I digress. Anyways, in their shock, Chris jokes about how they shouldn't worry because, hey, this is just the same as making videos in your home, only that there are a bunch of cameras and a production team working on it, or whatever. And I was like, hey, this is this movie. These YouTuber films are being made by people that think that just because they have so many followers and what they do works when they do it at home, they could just do whatever they want. But sometimes, that they can't. And this movie sucks. All in all, this movie gets a 1 out of 10, and that's even a bit of a stretch. Okay, so what do you need to know about Smiley? Well, it's clearly the best horror movie of all time. It's just a bit of a classic. Everyone's talking about it, even to this day, trust me. Oh, look, the guy that directed it is even the same guy as last time. Oh, this is gonna be a blast. Anyways, it starts with an 11-year-old girl being on Omegle, which, okay. Her sister comes up, and they do this thing where the one character tells the other character every single little bit of detail they need to know about the villain. So she goes outside, comes back, opens her computer again, and oh my god, I can't show this. That is a bit horrible. Then we get to meet this set of characters who explain again the whole concept of this movie. This time I'll explain it to you too, viewer. There's a guy who has a smiley for a face, and his name is Smiley. And he kills people. Whoa! They probably say that he has some kind of sad backstory, but I don't really remember any of that. Okay, anyways, if you go on the fake Omegle website and type, I'm sorry, this is a serious movie. A lot of people worked on it. If you go into the website and type, do it for the lulz with a U, 3 times, the person in front of you just kind of gets killed, which honestly is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. But do it for the lulz, really. Do it. That's what you're gonna base this whole movie upon. Doing it for the lulz. Jesus Christ. Also, I want to give a big shout out to the cinematography in this movie. Pretty cool. Everything looks really nice and gray. And then we get to meet Shane, and I'd like to say that the way his character gets introduced definitely did not age well.
Hey, what's up? I'm Zane.
What's up? I'm Bender.
Yeah, what are you doing here, Pedo Bear?
Don't call me that. Okay, I thought it would be cool.
You're Pedo Bear? Do you approve this message? Bitch tits?
Well, yeah, what else up, Pedo Bear? Poor guy. So now we get to see the other side of the people who got that girl killed from earlier. You know, the ones that wrote, do it for the lulz 3 times? And when watching this, I thought to myself, these guys are kind of stupid. They just go together and murder a bunch of people for the lulz, and every single time they think it's some kind of joke that everyone's in on it. It doesn't make any sense. Would someone just constantly have like fake blood available to them? Is that like just what they base their assumptions on? And they say that, and then the main character in this movie, the main actress, is just like, oh yeah, that's very logical. It's just a joke. It's insanity. Anyways, say hello to our main character. Her name is I'm not sure what her name is. She's really dumb. So she gets together with her friend and tries to do the thing for the lulz herself.
Hey, editing Pinely here. Look what I just noticed. Look at this massive jump cut. Just one frame after the other. This doesn't care. This didn't care at all.
And then they sort of get that they killed him. I think they understood that's what's going on. Which is a very shocking thing to find out, you know, that you caused something like that to another human being. Jesus, how could you even continue your day-to-day life? Oh, she's having a little chat with her dad, talking about the struggles of being a small-time girl in the big city. Oh, look, she's smiling. Oh, that's very nice. Anyways, moving forward, Shane Dawson and this girl are probably gonna have some sort of love thing. I base this on the extreme amount of the sexual chemistry I've seen in this this incredible scene.
You seem really nice.
You do too. Maybe we could...
Be friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your number?
Okay.
That right there, kids, is true love. That's what it's all about. The main girl and Shane become closer and closer. His name is like Blinder or Binder or something like that. He's a computer genius and also a big psychopath. She talks to him about how she thinks Smiley exists, and he was like, oh, cool, that's exciting. After all of that, after fully knowing what's going on, she went on that awful website again. Then why the hell am I supposed to care if she dies? I want this character to not exist anymore. She's a whiny, annoying idiot. So yeah, let's skip to the end bit. Shane gets his throat slit, and then a whole bunch of Smiley people pull up and spook her. She goes through with her gut instincts, and then just straight up jumps out of the window and dies. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the witch is dead. The menace is out of the picture. She's not gonna murder any people anymore. But then, plot twist, every single person that died isn't actually dead. They're all part of this hacker group, like anonymous, but you know, lamer. Everyone was in on it. Her friends, her loved ones, everyone. And their goal was, I don't know, to troll her until she died, because cyberbullying is awful. And then, I kid you not, this is the ending of this movie. The main character's friend asks one of the guys from the group of idiots the following question. Hey, do you think we're bad people? He responds with, yeah. And then she asks, why do you think we did this? He responds by typing, do it for the lulz. Do it for the lulz. That's how this movie ends. Do it for the lulz. This motherfucker types in chat. Do it for the lulz. This movie is the worst I've never seen in my life. Anything this goddamn awful. It's a disgrace of a movie made by people who just did it because they could for the lulz, not because they had a reason to. The concept is disgusting. They try to pull off this sort of this is why trolling is bad thing, but they just did it in the worst way possible. I was really happy when she jumped out of the window. She's a murdering idiot. It's so unappealing, and in this one day I've seen two movies that are now my least favorite ones of all time. This one gets a straight 0 out of 10. I hate this so much. Shane being a bad guy is such a turn on. No, I thought Shane was the good guy. Great horror movie. I just wish Shane was a good guy and that he was in it more, but overall great movie. This movie reminds me of what's that movie called that just came out? Like something about a birthday killer. The main character was like reliving the same day where she gets killed at the same point until she figures out who killed her. Happy birthday, killer, or I don't know. I've watched this movie before. It's bad movie. I don't like it. You're a bad movie. After this, I watched 2 short films. I Hate My Selfie and I Hate My Selfie 2. And you know what? I can really relate to this title. They suck. You know, they really suck. I'm not gonna talk about them. What I will talk about instead is the man who directed these 2 short films and the 2 feature films that I watched earlier. The name of that man is, obviously, Michael Gallagher. I hate you, Michael Gallagher. Yeah, you may not know me, but you've made yourself a new enemy today. If you don't know who Michael Gallagher is, In short, he's the director behind some of the worst films. Just in general. He makes a lot of YouTuber films. He directed The Thinning, you know, that very dumb Logan Paul film. And if that wasn't enough, he also directed the sequel to that movie, The Thinning New World Order. He made Smiley, internet famous, both of the I Hate My Selfie movies. You know, really, if I'm looking at this list, it's just a bunch of things that shouldn't really be made. The one movie that he didn't make that I'm going to talk about today is Not Cool is a movie directed by the one and only Shane Dawson. It's also bad. Maybe not as bad as Smiley, but you know, that's a pretty low bar right there. Critics loved it though. What Not Cool really is though is an abyss, an insult to the craft of filmmaking, storytelling and entertainment in almost every way. When it's not built around mean-spirited, revolting jokes about anybody who isn't Dawson's color, attractiveness level, size and gender, the genitalia exposing, feces eating, homeless black man is simply jaw-dropping. It's a dreary, all-screaming pity party about thoroughly unappealing individuals. Oh wow. Anyways, this movie is about two young busters going back to their hometown for the holidays. One of these people is Shane Dawson, the cool, attractive guy from school. Duh. And the other one is Jeremy, who was a bit of a nerd in school. It's a goddamn mess. I'm not really gonna do an in-depth review of it. You can watch IHE's video for that. It's just kind of full of crude, disgusting humor. It's like the kind of joke a middle schooler who watched way too many of these American Pie movies would make. It's just Shane going, "Ah man, I wonder what awful, disgusting thing I can show on screen this time." The answer is obviously a homeless man eating his own feces. What I will focus on with this movie is Mr. Dawson. At this point, I've realized that this is a theme that goes on with these movies and older videos of his, where he used to always want you to think that he's so cool. He literally wrote in lines where characters go on about how much they want to have sex with him and how goddamn hot this guy is. I realized what his acting technique is. He always talks in the sort of way where he clearly wants you to think that he's just a cute guy. Oh, he's so cute. You just want to pinch his goddamn cheeks.
You want no secret? This is the first time on a Friday I've actually done anything.
This movie was made as part of this challenge where two feature films were made with a similar script to see what will these two up-and-coming directors do with their film artistically. Oh man, I wonder which movie was better. Uh-oh. What is really great is that the production company behind the challenge made a little documentary out of the whole thing. And as I stated earlier, the similarities between Shane Dawson and his entitled prick of a character from Internet Famous are starting to become more and more apparent.
It's fine that you're saying Facebook, I just want to say it too many times.
Well, but she also said you Facebook stalked me.
I know, so we can use it, but say if the opening montage doesn't have Facebook and it's like generic, whatever.
Do you not understand what I'm saying?
I
She
do.
says Facebook
No, I do.
stalked
It's
me.
okay. It's okay.
Then why are you saying it's not okay if
Because
you say
she's saying it
twice?
so many times that
So we
it's
can
like.
only say it once?
So
then we either can say it or we can't.
No, that's
I don't
not-
Do you understand what she's saying?
Jesus, that is just some of the most condescending stuff I've ever seen. He seems so awful to work with. It's just filled with examples of people with way more experience than him going up to Shane and being like, you know what, you probably should do this and that to make your movie a bit better. And then he just shouts at them like a maniac.
One review said that if you enjoy my movie, you must be a sociopath.
That was in the Los Angeles Times.
You know, it's really great that he's taking all this criticism into consideration. So there's this bit where the production company people come up to Shane and they're like, "Hey, Shane, buddy, how you doing? Listen, man, the actors that are supposed to be in your movie are actually not too sure they want to be in it anymore since they heard there's this whole big running gag about a homeless man eating his own shit." And then Shane's very calm response is, "What? What do you mean? What do you mean they don't want to work with me? I'm Shane Dawson. I'm Shane motherfucking Dawson. These stupid little actors don't know anything. When I was an actor, I used to... What do you mean that these stupid little Weasley actors don't want to work with me? Shane Dawson, the biggest director of all time? This is preposterous."
When I was an actor, I was auditioning for everything. I don't quite understand the logic of being picky when you have no job.
No, but that's the problem. They do have jobs. And one woman in particular who's a professor who's up for tenure.
Well, then why am I seeing professors? Where are the actors?
You won't read the notes?
I want to see all the notes.
You said the opposite to me. You specifically told me that night, you guys are gonna send me the notes and I'm never gonna read them.
I mean, as a joke. Listen,
That's fine.
I've compromised a lot in this movie, but like, if I want one extra second, just let me have it.
No one's not letting you have it.
You shouldn't feel like I've compromised. I feel like you've learned and you've gotten notes.
There's certain things that I don't like that are still there. Like, I have definitely compromised.
You have final cut on that.
I feel like I've been very open to every note, every suggestion, everything. I've never, like, yelled at you guys and said, I don't know. Like, if I just want an extra beat somewhere, like, I feel like I deserve it at this point.
I've been yelled at for the record.
That was a bit of a painful mess, wasn't it? What's the moral of this video? It really goes to show you that every YouTuber sucks. Every single one. I suck, Shane Dawson sucks, Leafy sucks. That's pretty much everyone, I think. Here's the thing that really disappoints me in all these films. You got a whole bunch of money to make a movie, and especially with Not Cool. It seems like the guy had a lot of creative control, even though he claimed a lot of times that he doesn't. So, you know, they had this opportunity, and this is what they decided to do. All three of these movies are just insanely hollow. I don't think they have any right to exist. Genuinely. Internet Famous is a nothing of a film. Smiley is the worst film of all time. Do It for the Lulz. Are you kidding me? Really? And Not Cool is just a bit disgusting. If you want to know my opinion about whether or not you should watch any of these films, the answer is no. You definitely shouldn't. And, you know, go watch The Nice Guys or Doom Patrol Season 2. A new season came out. Hopefully it's nice. I didn't really watch it yet. Or maybe, I don't know, go look outside your window. Maybe there's a nice view over there. And that's it. Video's over. Bye.